Momoshiki is the best villain in the Boruto series. While other villains in the story have come and gone whether they were good or bad, I think Momoshiki is in a completely different league compared to the rest of the Boruto villain cast. Despite Momoshiki not being this crazy powerhouse compared to the likes of Isshiki, Ada, Damon, and Code for example, the amount of chaos that Momo brings as well as having an unpredictability factor that affects the main characters like no one else is what separates him from all of the other Boruto villains. That's why in today's video I do want to appreciate Momoshiki, since currently in the story the main villains in the Boruto manga haven't been the best in my honest opinion. So when the story first began, Momoshiki immediately sets the tone as he was described as one of the higher ups within the Otsutsuki clan. With Kaguya betraying the clan, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urishiki set out to look for her, only to hear that she was killed off. According to Sasuke, so Momo set out for different plans by capturing the remaining Bijou. Momo destroys Killer Bee with ease and then captured Naruto during the Chunin exams. Momoshiki and Boruto immediately shared a parallel once Momoshiki does get to the Leaf Village, as after Boruto does get caught using a scientific ninja tool to cheat for power, Momoshiki is consuming chakra pills to gain access to stronger jutsus, which is displayed when he destroys the entire stadium with a massive blast. Boruto and Naruto's relationship was already strained to begin with, and it only made it worse once Boruto was caught cheating. Boruto realized the ramifications of cheating ninjutsu once he witnessed what Momoshiki was able to do during the exams, but on a catastrophic level. As Momoshiki captured Naruto and began to absorb Kurama's chakra, Naruto reflected on his incompetence to listen to his own son, which is why Boruto rebelled in that way. Once Boruto and the 4 Kage rescue Naruto and fight Momoshiki, only then Boruto and Naruto's relationship begins to drastically improve to what it is today of a great father and son dynamic. And that is thanks to Momoshiki. Momoshiki on his own isn't really that strong, so to say, as even though he gassed himself up to be able to take down Kaguya and is an upper ranked Otsutsuki, he never really put up a fight in his base form when fighting the 5 Kage, as he was seen running away from them. Not saying he's weak or anything, but he just doesn't display any impressive feats in his base form, at least in the anime and manga, compared to other Otsutsuki like Kaguya and Isshiki for example. When he gets cornered by the Kage and absorbs Kinshiki, once again portraying the theme of taking the easy way out when things get tough. He taps into his fused state where design wise, till this day, Fused Momo probably has the best design in the entire Boruto series. Momo then destroys the 5 Kage with ease, but then Naruto and Sasuke do their classic team up and jump Momoshiki, and we know just how that ends when you get jumped by those two. Boruto then finishes off Momo with a massive Rasengan from Naruto, rekindling the relationship between the two, and that's the end of Momoshiki, or so we thought. At that point, while I did like Momoshiki for his crazy power in his fused states and the theme of cheating which paralleled Boruto's dilemma in the story, I wouldn't say he was the best villain right away, or even that he was a great villain compared to other Naruto villains, but the turning point for me was when he implanted the karma seal onto Boruto's body. Before Momoshiki was fully killed off by Boruto, he left Boruto with a parting message, telling Boruto that those blue eyes will take everything away from him. Boruto will eventually lose everything and he won't be able to do anything about it to stop this event from happening. Time and time again, it has been stated in the following arcs after Boruto killed Momoshiki that eventually Boruto will lose everything, which eventually did happen in the latest chapters. All on top of having the karma seal, which of course allowed Momoshiki to make a comeback in the story despite being killed. And I think what made Momoshiki even more compelling is once he made an appearance to Boruto's body. In order to keep his vessel alive, Momoshiki can take over Boruto's body and create chaos at any given second, which I really enjoy as a reader. Momoshiki loves to destroy shit, which became clear when he was spamming massive Rasengans against Code, and even though in his base form he can only absorb jutsu and send it back, once he got control of Boruto's body via the karma, it felt like Momoshiki as a whole became even stronger. With access to Boruto's movesets and jutsus, it made Momoshiki even deadlier in battle. Not to mention the design that Momoshiki had every time he took control of Boruto was sick. I found Momoshiki to be way more enjoyable once Boruto became his villain, as he would constantly torment Boruto and even other villains like Code and Boru for example, with phrases like inferior creatures and worthless dregs. The disrespect that Momoshiki would give to characters is on a whole nother level, as it comes when least expected, especially when he stabbed Sasuke's Rinnegan during the Isshiki fight and almost killed Naruto during the Code arc. And even with Boruto getting killed by Kawaki, Momoshiki laughed hysterically when he told Boruto that the day that Boruto will lose everything will be a spectacle. Despite only making appearances through Boruto's body, every time Momoshiki does come out, it gets more and more chaotic. From killing Boro with a massive Rasengan, stabbing grabbing Sasuke's Rinnegan, almost killing Naruto, and giving us one of the best fights in the series when he fought Kawaki. Momoshiki has brought excitement to the story when many people least expect it to happen, with other villains headlining the Kawaki and Code arcs, such as with the Kata organization, Isshiki, Ada, Damon, and Code. Momoshiki time and time again has managed to steal the show and become the main spotlight despite being dead. Contrary to what a lot of people say about Boruto villains, as many have noticed, compared to Naruto villains like Pain or Obito, the most notable villains in Boruto are incredibly power hungry, since the main villains are Otsutsuki, Isshiki, and Momoshiki, and even someone like Code all want to get a chakra fruit to ascend as an Otsutsuki to gain more power, and I kind of like that for a change. Villains that just bring pure chaos and destruction, such as Isshiki, and have a bully-like mentality that torment other characters like Momoshiki, make it fun to watch and read the series. I know a lot of people want a complex and deep villain with an intricate motivation, like how some Naruto villains were in the past, but I personally think that this is a good change in pace for once. Having a power-hungry monster like Momoshiki exist in the storyline who can take over and create interesting storylines within the plot. With the omnipotence happening in chapter 79, Boruto has become the villain in his own story, and with Momoshiki still having the ability to take over Boruto whenever he does lose consciousness, Momoshiki will only look to create even more chaos within the story. As when Boruto lost everything, Momo did mock Boruto, asking him how it felt to lose everything around him, as if he wanted to see Boruto suffer. As the series progresses, Momoshiki has warned Boruto that eventually Boruto will lose the will to live, and then Momoshiki will take over and live through Boruto's body forever, as Boruto's sanity does die away. So far, Boruto has been resilient, despite being affected by the omnipotence, which has frustrated Momoshiki. However, I think this will change soon, as Momoshiki is preying on Boruto to become hopeless, which will only cause more pain for Boruto. With the entire ninja world wanting to kill Boruto, since everyone thinks that he killed Naruto, Boruto will run into a wall of problems that he may not be able to solve, such as stopping Kawaki and Code, who has a 10 Tails army coming for him. Momoshiki is waiting for Boruto to face those dilemmas, and if things do get tough, Momo may have to come out and catch a few bodies in order to break Boruto. That may even include somebody like Sasuke, for example. Whatever happens in the future of this series, Momoshiki will always be here. As Momoshiki did say in chapter 72, as long as Boruto is alive, Momoshiki will always be around, with Momo even vowing that he will always keep his vessel alive and that Boruto will never ever die again. As even though Momoshiki did revive Boruto at the end of Boruto chapter 67, Momoshiki will not have the ability to revive Boruto again. And that's going to be crucial, considering that with Code and Kawaki wanting to kill Boruto, as well as the entire ninja world, man, Boruto is gonna have to have Momoshiki by his side, and if push comes to shove, Momoshiki's gonna come out and start catching some bodies. I think this can push Boruto potentially over the edge, and as we saw at the end of chapter 80, Momoshiki did state that Boruto has an incredible willpower. Despite being in the aftermath of the omnipotence, Boruto is still incredibly positive about turning things around. And even though Boruto may not be able to do anything about the omnipotence, he still got someone like Sasuke by his side, Ada and Damon are still there, and as well as with Sarada, since she wasn't affected by the omnipotence either. Meaning that Boruto still got a squad by him, and since he's outside the Leaf Village with Sasuke, Boruto still does have hope. And I think for Boruto to lose that hope, where Boruto does lose his sanity and become incredibly depressed where he doesn't want to live anymore, Momoshiki might have to do something about it, as even though Boruto was put in this position, Momoshiki was begging for Boruto to give up his body so Momo can live as Boruto. However, as we saw at the end of the latest chapter, that won't be happening for a while. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. Where do you rank Momoshiki in the story as a villain? Because in my opinion, I think he's easily the best villain in the story. He may not be the strongest compared to somebody like Isshiki, Ada, or Damon of course, but his unpredictability is a crazy factor in the story where nobody expects him to do crazy shit, but every time it does happen, it does bring a certain excitement when it comes to reading this story. And also tell me in the comments, do you think Momoshiki could become a villain on the level of a Pain or a Madara or Obito? Because to be honest with you, there really isn't a villain currently in the Boruto series that is on the same level as a Pain, a Madara, or a Obito, for example. They don't really have that deep or intricate principles in their character, and to be honest with you, that's fine if they don't, as long as they serve a purpose in the story and they are enjoyable, which I do think Momoshiki does do that on a very good level. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.